everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme, and in today's video I am going to be attempting to draft out the pattern for the making of this dress. Now the bottom part of this dress is very challenging, I'm not even going to lie, but after I was done drafting out my pattern and I've already started sewing, it's actually coming out nicely. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I went about the pattern drafting, and in my next tutorial I'll show you guys how to go about the sewing. So if you're interested in this, keep on watching and let's get started. So guys, just like you've seen at the beginning of this video, you'll be needing two different fabrics for you to be able to make this dress. So for the upper part, I'm going to be using this crepe fabric, and I have about 1.5 yard. And then for the bottom part, I'm going to be using African print, and what I have here is 3 yards. So 1.5 yard of crepe and 3 yards of African print should be able to give you this dress. Now for the pattern, I have my piece of pattern paper here. It's folded into two, and this is going to be serving as the center. I'm just going to turn the center to a position where it will be easier for me to draw on. So yeah. So now I'm going to go ahead and draw out a starting line at the top of this point here. So this line you just draw out is going to serve as your shoulder line. So you place your tape on this line here, which is the shoulder line, and measure down to your bust point. So for me, shoulder to bust point is 10 inches. I've marked it here. Now, shoulder to under bust for me is 13. I'll mark it. Shoulder to waist, 15 and a half, and I'll mark it. And then the last one is going to be shoulder to hip. But I'm going to be taking 1.5 inch away from my hip measurement. So instead of marking it at 23 inches, I'll mark it at 21 and a half. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and draw straight lines across all these points. So you're going to have your shoulder line, bust line, under bust line, waistline, and then lastly you will have the hip line. Go ahead and label all the lines so that you don't make any mistake. So once you're through, you're going to come to the shoulder line and go in by 3 inches for your neck width. And then I'm going to come down by about 7 inches for my neck depth. This is a V neckline if you've seen what we are trying to recreate. So I'm going to go ahead and just connect the 2 points with my ruler to give me a V neckline. So now from the center again, I'm going to go in by half of my shoulder measurement and mark it here on the shoulder line. From this point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. If you already know how to go about drafting out your basic bodice pattern, you know that's what we are trying to do here. So from the shoulder slope that I came down by 1 inch, I'm going to connect to the top of my neckline. Now from the shoulder slope, I'm going to determine my armhole depth. So from this shoulder slope here, I'm going to measure down to 7 inches, which is my armhole depth. And the calculation for armhole depth is right on the screen for you guys to be able to calculate yours. So I'm going to draw a straight line across this point, and I'm going to label this new line my chest line. From the shoulder slope now, I'm going to connect a straight line to meet the chest line. After this, you're going to determine the midpoint. So I'll be able to draw out your armhole. So from the midpoint from the shoulder slope down to my chest line, I'm going to mark it here. And then I'm going to go in from that point by half of an inch. Now on the chest line, go ahead and divide your bust measurement by 4. So I'm going to do it right here. My bust measurement divided by 4, and I'm going to go ahead and mark it here. Now to get my armhole curve, I'm going to be connecting all 3 points together. So I'll start from the shoulder slope down to the midpoint, and now from the midpoint down to the point I had on the chest line. If you look closely at the front of this dress, you'll notice that there are no darts, so I'm not going to be drawing out a dart line. So now on the bust line, I'm going to divide my bust measurement by 4 and mark it here. And then on the waistline, I'll divide my waist measurement divided by 4. Like I said before, this would have been a time we are drawing out our dart. But since there are no dart lines, we are going to just omit that. So your exact waist measurement divided by 4, go ahead and mark it on the waistline. And then on the hip line, your hip measurement divided by 4. So now I'm going to go ahead and just join all the last points together with my ruler. So from the bust line to the waistline, and then from the waistline down to the hip. So now we are going to be carving out the curve around the under bust. So from the under bust line on the center, you're going to go up by about 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going up by 2 inches here. And from the 2 inches I came up by on the under bust line, I'm going to connect a curve towards the side. So just something like this. So it's just something I'm going to be doing with my ruler. Please make sure that you're making this particular curve from the point here down to the under bust line. Don't make the mistake of drawing out this curve on any other line. It must be on the under bust line. So now once you're through with this waist area, the next thing I'm going to do is to come down to the hip line so that we can draw out the other design that is at the end of the upper part of this dress. So from the center of the hip line, I am going to go in by 5 inches. So I'm going in by 5 inches here and I made a mark. So I'm going to connect a curve upwards and upwards on both sides. So on the part going towards the center from the waist hip line here, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. So I'll connect a curve to meet these 5 inches points. Hope you guys understand. So come out first by 5 inches, go up by 2 inches from the center. So I'm going to try and use my curve to get a very nice curve like this. So this is the first one. Now I'll curve another one towards the upper parts like this. So on this side, I'll be going up by 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to be connecting this one now straight to the first point. So guys, this is all for the drafting out of the front pattern. I'm just going to go ahead now and cut this out. Please pay attention to the areas I'm cutting out so that you don't make any mistakes. So guys, after cutting out the upper part, I decided to just from the hip line here, just cut the remaining part all the way to the end so that I can use it for the gathers. Okay. So now when you open this up, you can see how it already has that shape for the upper part of the dress. So this is looking really nice, although we are yet to cut off the basque area. And then this other one here, you can slash and spread it into your African print to use as the gathers under. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead now and cut off the bust part, this area here where we have our curve, so that we'll be able to slash and spread out the upper part of this. So you are supposed to have 3 pieces now. So we'll be leaving the other 2 pieces aside and we're going to work on the upper part first. So from the shoulder here, I'm going to divide what I have on the shoulder into 2 equal halves like this. And then on this line here, let's just use the line. So I'm just going to divide what I have here into 2 equal halves as well. So we are going about this. We are going to open up this cup so that we'll be able to make a little bit of pleats on the cup area. That's why we are doing this. You notice that in the dress we are trying to recreate, there were pleats on the cup area. So now, once you're through, join the 2 points together like I've done here, and you're going to cut through from the under bust all the way to the shoulder, but make sure it doesn't cut out fully. Remember, that's what we do whenever we're trying to do slash and spread. You don't cut it out fully. So I'm going to spread this out now on my actual fabric and use it to cut it out so that the spread I'm going to have, I will gather it up later when I'm actually trying to sew this together. So guys, I have my black fabric folded into two as you can see. So I'm going to be pushing the neckline to the folded edge here. If you want to join the neckline, join it at the neckline like they did on this other dress here, you can actually shift it a little bit, then join it back again. But since there is no need, I just decided to place mine on the center front, on the center fold, so that there will be no need to join the neckline. So I've gone ahead to pin this down and now I'm going to spread out this other piece to how much spread I want it to be. If you look at the dress, the pleats were not so much. And for someone like me, I'm not busty at all. And I noticed that when I do a very wide opening on my corsets that I made like that I make like this, it's always too big for me. So I just opened it up with 1 inch. But if you are busty, you can do 1.5 inch, you can do 2 inches depending on your bust. But for me, the spread I gave it was just 1 inch. So now I'm going ahead to cut this out. So I'm cutting on the underneath, half an inch away from the pattern paper. And then on the side, I'm going to be giving it 1.5 inch of stitching allowance. This is the side. Every other part is going to be half inch, but the side will have 1.5 inch. So I'm going ahead to cut it out as you can see. Now on the armhole, I'm not going to be adding any stitching allowance to the armhole because we already slash and spread this out. And that little space on the armhole area is going to also affect the armhole, so there's no need. So I'm just going to cut the armhole as it is. Then I'll add half inch to the shoulders and half inch to the neckline. So guys, this is all for the cutting out. So slash and spread it out a little bit so I can now pleat this on the bustier area when I'm sewing it. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut out the basque area of the dress as well, which is what I have done here. So as you can see, I cut it in a fold as well. So I gave it half an inch all the way around, except for the side where I gave it 1.5 inch stitching allowance. Now the last part is for me to slash and spread the skirt part. This pattern paper I have here is not long enough for the length I want my skirts to be, but I'm just going to be using it as a guide. So I measured the end and I'm going to divide it 2 inches. I'm just using 2 inches difference to separate it. What I measured was 10. So that means using 2 inches, I've divided this pattern paper into five. So I'm just going ahead to cut it out to mark it out as you can see. So I'm labeling one, two, three, four, and five, and I'm going ahead to cut this out. So I'm actually trying out this method for the first time because, like I said before in the beginning of this video, I feel like the under part of this skirt is very technical. I was trying so hard to understand how they went about it. I think you can use a straight under part, like a straight normal gathers, but with the way that the upper part is, it might be longer on some parts and shorter on some parts. So that's why I decided to use this method. I am trying it out for the first time, so we'll see how it looks by the time I'm done. So with this skirt part, I have cut out the length I want the skirt part of my dress to be. And now for the width, it is 2 yards. And this 2 yards is just for the front. You can see this fabric is folded into 2 yards, and it's just for the front. So you can see that it's very gathered. So you need enough fabrics to be able to have that kind of full gathers. So now this whole 2 yards is just for the front. Okay, so it's not something you do with a small amount of fabric. So now I'm bringing in my pattern paper number one, and I just marked the length from the upper part so that I'll be able to use this to draw a straight line across. And this straight line I'll be drawing across will be used as a template for me to be able to place my pattern papers exactly on the same length.
Let me take you back to a time when love was.
So now I'll place pattern paper number one here on the line that I drew. Okay. And then one thing I need to do is I'm also going to divide the actual fabric itself into five, since my pattern paper was divided into five. So now I've measured from one end of this fold to the other, and what I had was about 36 inches. So I went ahead to divide that by five, and it gave me seven. So from the first pattern paper, I measured seven, and then I'm going ahead to place my second pattern paper here. Okay. Now from the second pattern paper, I'll measure seven again, place the third pattern paper, and continue like that until I get to the fifth one.
Precious as diamonds, where if you search you will find it. I know that time.
So after you're done placing all your pattern paper, you're just going to come from this third one here, go up by about half an inch from the pattern paper and draw a curve to connect all of them. And between 3 and 4, you are going to get the midpoint because this is going to be the dip. So get the midpoint between pattern paper 3 and 4 and mark it, and then you're going to connect a dip to this point, and then from here go up a little bit. I actually hope that you guys understand what I'm doing here, because this part is the one that is a little bit technical. So from the dip I went in by between 3 and 4, I just went ahead to connect another straight curve to the other side. So now I'm going to go ahead and just cut through the areas that I marked like this. Okay, so go up from here and then cut it through to the other side as well. So guys, this is all for the cutting out of the bottom part of the skirt. So when you pleat it up, it's still going to retain that V shape that we had before, so that the upper part will fit perfectly into the bottom parts that we have. So I'm going to go ahead now and remove my pins. This is the front pattern. This whole thing I've done here is the front pattern. I'm going to show you guys how to go about the back as well. So you can see what you're going to have when you open up this whole front. So when we make our gathers like this, you're going to have the deep V on both sides, and then you have this gathering thing going on. So when we gather it, you're going to see what it looks like. Now for the back, I've already drawn out a basic bodice pattern for the back. It's very similar to what I did on the front. Only difference between the front and the back is that I had a high neckline. I came in by 3 inches and went down by 1.5 inch. And then I drew out a zipper allowance line here. Okay. So every other thing is the same. I also did not draw out a dart line here because I zoomed in on the back of the dress as well. There were no darts at the back, so I just used my normal waist. Now from the zipper allowance line on the waistline, go in by 1 inch, because we need to go in by 1 inch to prevent any form of bulginess at the back when we fix a zipper on this dress. Because as you can see, there is no dart here, so there's a high chance that there'll be bulginess when you fix your zipper. So go in by 1 inch, and then from that 1 inch point, connect a slant upwards and downwards like I've done here to avoid any form of bulginess on the zipper. Now from the zipper allowance line, like I did in front, come in by 5 inch and then go up by 2 inches here. And I'm going to connect these 2 points together to give me the curve that we had, just like we had on the front pattern. So like this. But for this one, I'm going to connect it into the zipper allowance like this. Okay. So now on the side, just like you did in front, go up by 2.5 inches here and then connect it to the same point. So guys, this is all for the drafting out of the back pattern. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out.
Change, but I don't wanna play no games, baby. I'll treat you different.
Also, like I did in front, I'm going to also cut out the remaining parts so that I'll slash and spread it to give me the skirt part. So I went ahead to cut the back pattern on my actual fabric, and this is what I have. So I added 1.5 inch stitching allowance to this side, half an inch to every other part, and I did not add stitching allowance to the armhole. Now these are the front pieces, and for the skirt part, I cut it out exactly like I did for the front, only that the back pattern will have a zipper allowance at the back, so that means there is an opening. So yeah, this is all for the drafting out of these patterns. In my next video, I'm going to start joining them together, and I hope to see you there.